Coming up on 612 on your Wednesday morning, I'm meteorologist Zach Malag. Right now, tracking Hurricane Francine heading towards the northern Gulf Coast states, where Francine is set to impact the Louisiana coastline later today, making landfall there later on this afternoon and early this evening. Right now, Francine is a Category 1 hurricane with winds sustained at 90 miles per hour. Winds are forecast to increase, where Francine is forecast to become a Category 2 hurricane later this morning before moving onshore the Louisiana coastline again later on this afternoon as a Category 2 hurricane. From there, going to see some impactful storm surge as well as all the impacts a hurricane can bring. That's why hurricane warnings are in effect across the Louisiana coastline. Tropical storm watches currently in effect in orange, not only for eastern Texas, but also for Mississippi and Alabama as the system moves onshore later today. Here's the latest with Future Track. Notice that system heading towards the Louisiana coastline, making landfall just south of Baton Rouge as well as southwest of New Orleans later on today around 5 p.m. From there, going to dump a lot of rain across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, as well as much of the south central United States. In fact, many models indicating about 4 to 8 inches of rain with isolated totals upwards of at least a foot or so. So rather impactful system. Francine makes landfall later on this afternoon. I'm also watching a few other areas of interest in the Atlantic. One of those areas has a small chance of developing. That really fades away. The second area of interest, given a high chance of development, looks to develop into a tropical depression or storm later on this weekend into the weekend. In fact, most likely to become Gordon, our next name on the list, a tropical storm, if not a hurricane, by early next week. Thankfully, I've been watching this the last couple of days. Models still very consistent. This system will be turning off to the north, in fact, almost parallel to the state of Florida by next Wednesday afternoon, very far away from us as well. So as we get past the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, still seeing a lot of activity, but thankfully nice and quiet here in southwest Florida. We are starting off rather cloudy this morning. The cloud cover will remain this morning and early afternoon. Not a ton of storms in the forecast along the coast today. Only isolated showers of storms in our forecast along the coast this afternoon. Scattered showers of storms likely later on this afternoon. You can see a few showers building along the coastline between 2 to 5 p.m. and then after 5 p.m. majority of that rain impacting our inland communities from Immokalee, Ave Maria, Clewiston, Moorhaven, and even Lake Placid later on today. So keep that in mind. Everyone east of I-75, greatest chance of rain today. 92 this afternoon. Tomorrow, low 90s continue into the weekend. Drier weather arrives. Isolated showers and storms for everyone Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Low 90s all the way into next week. That's your forecast. Rachel's tracking.